Hey guys, how's it going? Can you hear me okay? And let me know you're here. Just say something in the chat. I haven't streamed in like a year, so I'm super nervous. But I've got some new equipment coming um, within the month, I think, so I can get a really good camera set up and stream more regularly. Cool. Seems like everyone can hear me. Everything's working well. Um, yeah, there's just so much stuff going on with live streaming, trying to get scene switching and volume, and my MacBook is not happy right now, running at like 60% CPU, and haven't even done anything in Reaper or anything like that. Uh, 46, 49 viewers right now. That's pretty awesome. Um, yeah, so thanks for joining me on this live stream today. It's Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do a video, but I just didn't really feel that strongly about any particular topic right now. And with the extra videos that I put out last week, I was just kind of feeling burnt out. So rather than kind of forcing a video that I wasn't feeling strongly about, um, just figured let's chat. Let's have a chill stream and we'll just hang out and I can answer some of your questions and um, who knows? I don't know. I got to test the streaming setup anyways. So yeah, tons of people are here. This is awesome. Okay, um, so let's start from the beginning of the chat. Um, DNNN has said, has anyone had issues with transferring projects between Mac and Windows? Today, noticed that several projects from Windows don't open on Mac. There were no problems working on version 5. Um, I haven't had any issues opening older projects, but I haven't collaborated with anyone. So, I'm kind of limited in my experience with that. This is the first I've heard of that, but maybe some of the other people in the chat can say if they've noticed that, if they're going back and forth between Windows and Mac. I mean, usually the issues are plugins or extensions not being installed. But like I said, pretty much all my projects have been fine. Blue Mount Digital says some themes like Pro Tools 12.5 need a little bit more customization in Reaper 6. Yeah, that's going to be true. There's a few new things in the Reaper 6 default theme, or some of the theme functions that need to be updated. I've noticed that even I had to go back to Reaper 5 because I found a bug and I had to compare, and I noticed that even in version 5, some of my toolbar icons changed to the new defaults, and yeah, looks a little bit weird. But I mean, we're only a week or so into version 6, so there's going to be a lot of changes coming and a lot of little bugs and stuff that they couldn't see or the testers didn't find. So yeah, but I mean, it's working pretty well for the most part. I'm enjoying it. I've been trying to use the new theme, but for just getting the video edits done really quick, I gotta stick with the theme that I'm used to. So give me a number 1 in chat if you are using your old theme, and number 2 if you are using the Reaper 6 theme, and a 3 if you've customized your own theme. So 1 if you're sticking with the Reaper 5 theme or older, 2 if you're using the Reaper 6 theme, and a 3 if you are using your custom theme. So I'm going to say a 1. I'm not sure of the delay on this stream. So it looks like there's about I don't know, 20-second delay before I see anything in the chat. So try to keep that in mind. Jason Merrill with a number 4, which I don't know what that means. But yeah, lots of people, it seems about 50-50. I see one person that's customized a Reaper 6 theme, 2 people. Okay, I'm scrolling back up the chat to see if I missed any of the questions here. VJ asks, would there be a light theme for people who don't like the new dark theme? Yeah, I can show you one that I've been trying out. My Stream Deck keeps switching back to Reaper. So I've got this theme called Yuri OI Mix Light. I saw this on the forum. It's just a little bit, kind of a slightly modified version of the Reaper 6 theme. Still not quite used to it. This is very dark. What I'm used to with editing, which I've been using for the past 4 years or so, is this one, Reaper Default 5 Nitpicky Edition, with a few of my own changes. But I find this to be the most comfortable. But yeah, I'm trying to get used to the new one. Yeah, you can find this on the forum. If you just look for like Reaper 6 themes, you'll probably find something like that. I'd kind of like to make a custom theme, maybe in a stream, but in my research, it seems like it's fairly complicated to do. And I don't know if I'm ready to do like a 12-hour stream or anything like that. I don't want to like, end without it being finished. But yeah, there's a lot involved in it. So some of the tooltips are showing through plugin windows and obscuring part of the plugin, hoping that a future update will fix. Interesting. I haven't noticed that. I think there was a tooltip thing in the pre-releases. A change to tooltips in the pre-releases. Yeah, there is. Yeah, so it looks like they've already looked into that and fixed it. So many other. Let's just scroll down to the newest comments. There's so many. All right. CureFan28, do theme makers have to update their themes for the new DPI? Yes, if you want the high resolution theme, high DPI aware, the theme makers do need to probably rebuild all of the image assets, and doing the new theme, what do you call it? The theme adjustment window. That stuff is not really necessary, but it'd probably be nice to do all those things. I have a feeling that the theme makers are just going to start with a new theme rather than modify the old ones. I'm not really sure. Russians love Reaper DAW. Cool. I always find it interesting to see where people are coming from, finding my channel and my videos. And I know that most of my viewers are from the US, but I get, but yeah, it's a worldwide audience. It's really cool. Thanks for sending all these questions. It's awesome. It's interesting seeing the comments on the Reaper 6 default theme. I don't really like it that much because it's very dark, and I find it very difficult to do any editing with it. But I know that like if I stick with it, I'll probably get used to it. It's just a really hard transition time. Because usually it's like I know exactly how to do the work, but then like the interface kind of gets in the way. Um, and then, after 5 minutes, I just switch back to what I'm used to. Um, and a lot of people are complaining that it's too dark, and some people love it because it's dark. So it's very interesting. Um, yeah, I mean, you can't please everyone, but at least we have the options we can change to different themes. There's not a lot that are like high DPI aware. So like if you're on a Mac with a Retina screen, a lot of them just look blurry, and we've been dealing with that since like 2015. But yeah, like the detail that you have in like the text and the icons on the Reaper 6 theme are great. I think I'm gonna have a hard time keeping up with these comments. Cool. So Jason says we should have light and dark themes for default. I think that's a good idea. Um, there's certain things that you can change pretty easily, but getting it to look cohesive is difficult. So I don't know. Maybe let's just jump into that a little bit with customizing the theme. That gives us something to work on, but I might lose track of the chat while we're doing this. So if you're going to modify the Reaper 6 theme, there's a few things you need to do. One is to duplicate the theme, rename it, and unpack it. The other thing is to duplicate the theme script and the, what's it called? The theme preference file, which I can't see at the moment because this mic's in the way. Okay, Reaper theme config.ini, and yeah, I think you need to duplicate this. Maybe not. Oh no, you don't need to modify this one at all. That just updates when you change the theme. But you do need to change the script if you want to use the theme adjuster. So you go into the scripts folder and find Kakos. And so you see default 6.0 theme adjuster.lua. So you just copy and paste that and rename that to, I don't know, let's do underscore custom underscore. And so when we go into the color themes folder, we can take the default 6 and duplicate it and call it custom. I think that's right. I could be completely wrong about that because I haven't done this before. I think that's right. It's just a little confusing because there's underscores in one of them and not in the other. I'm also going to open that up in a code editor. I had a question. Will I save the stream? Yeah, it should be saved automatically, but I don't know how to check that. I'm not recording it separately, if that's what you mean. At the top, should change this to change the name. Okay. So back to the color themes folder, and I've got the Reaper 6 custom here. I'm going to rename this file, so instead of Reaper theme zip, it's going to be theme.zip. Hope that makes sense. And use zip. And then I'm going to open up the zip and move the unpacked. I think we need to. This is always the confusing part for me because this is a little bit different on Windows. And the instructions that they have is a little bit different. I think it should be custom here. And these have to be, oops, dragged too quickly. And these need to be in the other folder, and this empty folder needs to be deleted. All right, so you can see here that my theme automatically changed. We're going to choose the custom unpacked. We need to open up the theme development window and choose where the theme's going to read from. 6 custom unpacked. Yeah, so now we got the images back. Okay, looking back at the screen, at the comments now, there's so many. Okay, so what I just showed was basically setting you up so that you can have your own custom theme, and it has the Reaper theme adjuster. We should also load in that script. So the default 6 custom theme adjuster. If we go to the options menu, oh yeah, I have a custom options menu, so you won't see that. Custom theme adjuster, does this work? Yeah, so this works. So this is completely separate from the default. And yeah, if you want to make any changes, it should be saved in there. Mark McLeod, what have you missed? Not much. I just said I haven't streamed in a long time. We're just going to have a chill stream and possibly customize the Reaper 6 theme. Not really missing much. We've only been going for, I don't know, 26 minutes, which is not really that long. MDK Artist says, any programmers out there want to create an entire theme editor, I would be first to buy it. I mean, you pretty much just need a text editor. Or really the hard part is like, with each major Reaper version, all of the theme documentation and everything changes because they're just adding to it, but nothing really like nothing really gets taken away. Like themes made for version 2 of Reaper still work now, but just like functions that aren't there just kind of fall back on the defaults. Anyway, we're going to try to customize this. So I've got the theme development tweaker window open. You can find that in the action list. Really, before you get too far into modifying the theme, you should kind of have a color palette in mind. Let's just start with some simple things, like basic things that I always add to my themes. I find the selected and unselected items to be kind of, I don't know, kind of hard to tell sometimes which ones are selected or which ones are just like brightly colored. So I put on, there's a colored bar for selected somewhere. Draw colored bar on selected media item. And I set that to a bright color. But actually there's a good custom color in here. I like this color. All right, so turning that on just gives you this green line on the items. And sometimes that's all you need to show that it's selected. I don't know. I like to have that. There's also a take color. Draw colored bar on active media item take. And I guess this is really only important when you have when you're not changing the background color and the selected color so much. I'm seeing deleted messages. What's going on? Harry, hi from Vietnam at 1:40 a.m. Go to bed, man. You're not going to miss anything. Just, watch the replay later. Okay, what was I doing? I was doing colored bar on active media take. So, let's just take this other blue. So I'm just going to kind of use colors that are already in the interface to begin with. And then try to kind of get something that's cohesive but a little bit brighter. All right, so selected media item has a green and a blue bar, and if it's a different take, then just has that blue bar. So I think that works well. Let's actually just change the background color. That is, what is it, arrange? Empty arrange view area. That's the area below. So this we're going to have to scale back a little bit. Let's just choose a kind of a darker color. Actually, no, we'll just take the default color. I think that looks fine. That's very similar to the default 6 or the default 5 color. Let's take this one for the when you're using the vertical grid shading, which I'll turn on. Yeah, so that's actually a bit too dark. I don't like that one so much. Take that and just bump that up slightly. Cool. Everyone following along or interested or not? I don't know. Jason says there's a filter in the theme editor. How did you miss that? There's a filter in all the preference windows. It's, very convenient. One of the nice things that they do for us. When Luca, can you promote the Christmas album? Sure, you can. You can post the link here. That's fine. Theme color does not important for music production. I mean, it's really debatable. You would think that it doesn't, but it seems to. It's slowed people down a lot. I have trouble with it myself, so I'm gonna modify it. Is it possible to share your Reaper theme with you, please? If I get something that I like and I'm comfortable with, then I'll release it. I don't know if I have the energy to really dig in here and modify image files or anything like that, but I'm going to tweak things a little bit to the point that I'm happy with it. So, so now that we've got a couple tracks here, this arrange view background doesn't look quite right. I'm going to move my mic because I can't see. Sorry for all the noise if that was noisy. "81 people watching me right now. Modify this theme." It seems that a few people do care. All right, so we're looking at the track background, odd tracks, and even tracks. I don't think I can zoom in here in any way. I'll have to set that up on my my Stream Deck sometime so I can zoom in the screen on the stream output next time. So, oh, I just saw the preview. Okay, I guess I can zoom in. I'm going to zoom in. So I think what I'm looking for is track background odd tracks and track background even tracks. So we're going to choose something like this color and this color. Yeah, that looks a lot better to me. Now I'm looking for, I think it's called tint. No, it's not tint. It's there's some like effect for when you're clicking on an item. Media item edge highlight. I think I might change that to this. Is that it? No. Peak edge when selected odd tracks. I'm not seeing that at all. I'm seeing a lot of messages that that are being blocked. So maybe watch your language, guys. So what I'm looking for, anyone know what it's called? When you, I think maybe it's media item background when selected. Let's just choose the same color as the background. Odd tracks. Now I can't even tell anymore. What is... Yeah, okay, so when selected, we want it to be like, I don't know, similar to unselected. Okay. The color palette is so much cooler on Mac. Yeah, I think so too, but like it's crazy how much it drops frames when you're using the eyedropper. Actually, right now it's not too bad, but earlier it was like dropping down to like 5 frames per second. So, all right, I'm gonna customize. What do you call it? Getting lost, guys. Um, adjuster, the theme adjuster, custom. So I'm gonna adjust this because I always want to hide the values and the labels. And I think the main thing that I dislike about this theme is that the routing button and the panning is always kind of like hidden. Like even if you don't specifically say to hide it, it's always kind of hidden. So I'm really not a fan of that. I think I will keep the record mode, the input, and the monitor hidden until armed. The default theme, it doesn't work well when you have a narrow TCP. You see like it breaks into 3 parts here. That's always been annoying for me. So let's try to fix that by going to the name size and dropping that down to 110. Should be fine. And meter size, I'll bring that down to 10. Let's see what the input looks like. Yeah, that's fine. You just need to have the track large. So that's just a simple thing. In the mixer, I don't like that the routing button's down here. I loved having it up at the top above the panning. Or maybe it was below the panning. Let's go back to the... Oh, before I change the theme, I should save it. Yeah. So if I go to the Reaper Nitpicky edition, the routing button's up at the top, so it's like really easy to see. It belongs with the sends. But with the new one, it's down here at the bottom, like over by the fader, and it doesn't make sense to me. That's going to be the hardest thing to change, I think. So let's go back to the custom. All right. What do you think of the new auto stretch item feature? I haven't used it all that much. It's not something that I need very often, but I think it is a very good addition to Reaper. There's a lot of cool features, but they're not big features like the spectral editing or the notation editor or anything like that. But I mean, we're only like a week into Reaper 6, so there's a lot coming that we just don't know about. Okay, so can I edit like this? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just checking my notes. I have a document of customization things for Reaper 6. There's a post about changing the transport button order. I don't know if I want to get into that. Yeah, I really don't want to get into that. Yeah, let's do something else for a bit. What do you have any questions? Um the theme editing makes me bored, and I need more coffee before I can get into that, I think. One of the interesting new things with Reaper 6 was the auto slicing items. I want to spend more time with that. I think that's a really interesting addition. Basically, being able to export Rex loops with slices, um, and then having them automatically adjust to tempo changes and things like that. That's really cool. Mr. Melody Cold says, I would like to change the view meters as in Pro Tools with colors on minus 18 dB. Um, I'm not, I did see something on the view meters. You actually have to change an image file in there, I think. I don't know how to actually get them, like, the different colors to actually match with specific dB levels. Um, maybe that's automatic. Maybe it's not. So let's go to the. So I'll go to my theme folder and look for the. I think I've already downloaded some of them. Meter gradients. They're these tiny files. So you have to take those files and put them into the color themes folder. So you would take your unpacked theme and look for meter in here and images. One of these, meter strip. These are tiny versions of it. I think I need the 150 or maybe the 200. There's different folders for each of these for the different resolutions. So yeah, if you want to change the meter colors, you can take the meter. Where is it? The meter background colors and meter strip. Maybe that's not it. One of these is just automatically stretched by the theme to fill the meter, but you need to swap these image files with ones that have the colors you want. All right, so maybe we'll just do that. Let's take the meter gradients, take these 3 files, and put them into that theme folder and overwrite what's there. Yeah. Okay, and go to the theme adjuster, theme tweak window, reload images. Now if I play this back, I've got different colors on the meter now. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. You need to download some meter theme images and then paste them in. It should be meter strip underscore h, meter underscore strip underscore v underscore rms dot png, and meter strip underscore v dot png. So horizontal, RMS, and vertical. So it is possible. It's not too difficult, but you need to know what you're looking for, really. There's another thing for like changing between armed and unarmed meter levels. Now it's the, I don't have the right audio device selected here, but yeah. There's another thing in the actual theme file that's complicated. I don't want to get into it. Exactly, Jason. Wanted to stop theming, but they kept dragging me back into it. No, I'm not an artist. I'm not good with UI design. I won't pretend to be. But I know there's certain things that I need to tweak with every Reaper theme that just makes things easier for me. So yeah, I never really cared that much about the meter colors, but you know, it makes perfect sense to have them be what you're used to. John, how do you handle DAW audio playback through your monitors when you're recording a video or streaming? Like, how does it not bleed into your mic? I just mute my mic in editing, basically. There's probably times where you'll hear me talking over an example and there's a fade in and out. That's just manually drawing it in. Yeah, like right now I've got my mic's not going through the speakers, but if I play this music back and I unmute this, it's coming through my speakers, but it's fine. Like the mic is far enough away from the speakers and it's off axis that it doesn't really matter. It's pretty easy to edit out, and it's way more comfortable for me to record a video with speakers than with headphones on. For sometimes the videos take an hour or two, if I'm counting like research and experimenting time. Oh, thanks so much for the super chat donation. That's awesome. If you press shift and right mouse button, you can select a few items on timeline. Can you change this? Shift and right mouse button can select. Control left mouse button. Shift and right. Pretty much anything that you want to do in the like with the mouse and holding shift and things like that, it's going to be in the mouse modifiers, and it's just a matter of figuring out, is that let me zoom in here. Is that something that's going to be happening with media item left click? Is that this one, add to range of items? Is that a range view function for right drag? You can do a lot of different things with this. All these sorts of things. You can't change like a range view right click or left click on this, but a lot of things you can change, much more than other DAWs. I hope that explains that. It's probably in here. Question from August Burns Sam. I recently took advantage of your Black Friday sale. Thank you very much. And bought all 3 mixing and Reaper courses. Do you recommend going through your free beginner courses before starting them? I think they cover different things. The beginner course is, I can't remember if that's older than all of the, if it's older than the first mixing and Reaper or not. No, that came after the second one, I believe, because I was selling those on it in another way before I had the course system. I would say that if you are new to Reaper, then start with the free course because it's parts 1, 2, and 3 are just, it's about 3 hours, and I only use Reaper plugins. And in the mixing and Reaper courses, I'm using a variety of like Sound Toys and Valhalla and T-Rex plugins, all kinds of just what I would normally use in a mix. So yeah, like maybe go through them if you think that that's interesting, but they cover different things. It's a different song. They're just different challenges, things like that. Part 3 is probably my favorite one of those of the mixing Reaper course, because I had just finished making the speed mixing course for URM Academy, and going through, well, I was redoing the Reaper version of their stuff, and I learned a lot, really changed my own workflow, and then I put that into the mixing Reaper course. So of the 3, that one's my favorite. John Angelo, give me the PT style punching. I think probably not. I mean, I don't know. You never know. At this point, I don't really remember what that was. You'd have to remind me what the difference was. But yeah, the take system's probably going to get an update in the next year. Hey, Tad, welcome to the stream. I didn't really announce it. I just kind of went live, and I saw that people had joined before I was ready. So yeah, I committed to it. Just having a chill stream. I didn't feel like making a video, so I feel like I should just talk to the people. He said, I'm hoping this will be available for YouTube later. Yeah, so after the stream, it's going to process and then should go public automatically, hopefully. I have the DVR option enabled, whatever that is, but I don't know. So cool you give 2 versions free of updates. Keep in mind that I'm not part of the company. I am not an employee of Kakos Inc. What am I doing here? I started as a fan of Reaper, and I had the opportunity to take over the Reaper blog, which was already an existing site. It was started by the people that now do the production expert, like Pro Tools expert and Studio One expert. They started the Reaper blog, actually, but they didn't do anything with it for like a year or 2. So I took on that, but I'm not part of Reaper. Grid still looks like it isn't rendered properly. I mean, that's probably just the compression. because it's this is a 4K Retina screen, and then it's going down to 1080p. So grids don't really translate well. But you did remind me of something that I need to do. So back to theme editing. You really reminded me of something I need to do. That's one of the main things that I change in my themes is the grid lines, because they're just not really visible most of the time. So grid lines, start of measure. I usually do like a bright color. The actual grid line thickness is a little odd, I think. I'm going to change the alpha to like 0.7. Yeah. I like really bold grid lines with like bright colors. Maybe not that bright. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can even see this here. Let's do. Where's my toolbars? There it is. So I've got this blue for the 16th note grid, and sort of this magenta, dark magenta, for the start of beats and start of measure grid lines. I might modify this a little bit. Sure. And let's look in the Midi Editor. See what those grid lines look like. I think overall I don't mind the Midi Editor colors all that much. I think it looks pretty good. I don't really like the note colors. I think that's a little weird. I don't know. Okay, going back to the questions. Pick flip 113. Loving the embedded UIs. Putting the goniometer or spectrum analyzer on the master mixer panel is really nice. Yeah, I don't think I've tried that. But any of the plugins with the GFX in the name should show up. Where is it? This one. So I found out that you can right click the plugins here. Oh, and that's why I didn't find it. I've customized my some of my menus. So where is it? So some of the new features didn't show up for me unless I was in my portable install. So effects, extended mixer context. So these show embedded UI in TCP and MCP. I was missing those. So I'm going to add those in here. Okay, so I can take this and I can embed in MCP and close this. Yeah, that is cool. I still want it like really large, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's another thing I need to customize if I want that to be like a main feature that I use a lot. Sax MIDI man, just checking in here. Don't know if it's been mentioned. Wouldn't the best comparison between versions be from the new version on a portable install? I don't really know what you mean if this is in reference to a certain thing. I did use Reaper 5 as my standard install and then portable for checking for bugs and things like that. But at some point you have to merge them. So yeah. So I'm on just a version 6 install now. And that was like an upgrade. I kept all my settings, and I thought of doing a video on doing a clean install, but maybe that's something better for like a course. I don't know. Doing like setting up Reaper 6 from scratch, how to install the extensions, how to customize it a little bit. I don't know. I've been using Reaper for like 12 years, so it's a bit like hard for me to think about the stuff that beginners need as a beginner because, so far into it. Way to highlight the selected track in Reaper 6. Highlight how? Like with a color? Like they change colors, right? But they get desaturated, which is a little bit. Maybe that's what you don't like. I don't know. Is it this? Maybe it's this. I changed to a random color. No. That didn't. Oh, wait, that's media item. I wish there was an undo in here for the theme editor. That'd be nice. Selected and unselected. Maybe. Is it this? That doesn't seem to make any difference. Some of the stuff is written into the actual theme file, so you might not actually have a change. I think this is the default track color, right? That's the background. Yeah. You don't want to change that. I can't remember what that one's called. I think you can change it. Maybe you can't. It might be actually written into the theme. Okay. So, Henrik, sorry I couldn't find that one. Frederick, cool to see you live stream. Really like your channel, and you've helped me. Sad they didn't update the effects browser for version 6. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that still looks the same way it has since like version 2 or 3. I don't know. There were changes to the effects browser partway through version 5. Like there's the auto categories. Where is it? In here. Let me zoom in here. So there's categories and developers. A new install will have those automatically made, but I spent so much time setting up my own folders that I didn't bother with them. I found it more confusing, more cluttered. I only use these pretty much, or the all plugins view. But it, like in terms of how it looks, yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to have the company name hidden or the format hidden, but it is what it is. I know a lot of people will not use folders at all, and they'll just type it in by name every single time. They won't dock it, and the actual appearance of it doesn't make any difference to them. But yeah, adding plugins and opening up the effects browser, and I easily like lose track of what I was doing when I go to do this. Almost every time. It's probably one of the things that slows me down the most, and that's why I always recommend people set up templates for things, because it makes such a big difference. Now having to open this up and getting confused, and just having a really simplified list of your favorite plugins just makes such a big difference. Someone mentioned separators, mixing with separators. There, I think I saw on the forum that there was a separator track layout added. So I don't know if that's going to be like officially added to the theme or not, but I did see something on the forum about that. And in the mixer, there are the... Gotta add that damn thing to the to the options menu, because I keep going for it and it's not there. Where is it? Main options. Theme adjuster. What was I saying? In the mixer, you can do separator tracks, kind of. I mean, if you're using folders already. I don't really like the... What is it called? What's it called? Not meter expansion. Oh, folder indent. I don't like folder indents, but you can do borders. So, yeah, so you can do borders like this. Let me add a few more tracks. So if I take these tracks and make them a folder like that, they've got this border around, and if I change the color, then yeah, so you got a border on the left and right edges. If it's a folder, there's also the right edge or just the left edge, or around folders. It's a little hard to tell the difference between the root folders and the around folders thing, unless you have folders inside of folders. Let me just color these. So root folders is like this, and around folders puts the borders around all of them. I like root. I think that looks good. I might do like an 1/8 for the indent. And that brings me to this, because this looks really ugly to me. So, yeah, 1/8 for the folder indent. Yeah, that looks better. Hope that answers the question. Or might explain why there aren't separators. I think White Tie is suggesting that you can use that instead. John, would you mind doing a quick overview of the best new features? I've been asked to do that for another website, so I haven't started working on it, but my idea is like kind of a roundup of the best features since, basically of this year, of 2019, best Reaper features added, because there's been so many. I'd have to like go through 1,000 lines in the changelog to actually see everything. But like just an overview of what's new in Reaper 6. Yeah, I already did a video. It was 23 minutes long. That was the quick version. Question from Jammer Second. What OS are you running? This is Mac Mojave, I think. No, is it? It's 10.14. I forget if that's Mojave or a different one. The Village Ruse says default 6.0 nitpicky edition. Locasana is too busy right now. He can't make one, or he hasn't committed to making a new one. So he's just been complaining every day about it. I don't know if he's watching, but yeah, it would be. I mean, I think everyone's expecting him to make a nitpicky edition because that was one of the most popular Reaper 5 themes. But I don't know. I think he's just going to stick with Reaper 5 nitpicky edition. It'd be cool if we got like a high DPI update of that or something like that. If there was high DPI versions of the existing themes, would be really cool. Because right now the version 6 one is pretty much the only high DPI theme. But I haven't gone through them all. There's so many. XS says, the only thing I like about Pro Tools that Reaper doesn't have is a search filter and the quick add menu. Right click effects on track. Yeah, a search there would be pretty cool, but there's definitely scripts. There's other ways of adding effects to tracks, like you could use the console, the SWS console, and you type X to add effect and decapitator, and now I've got decapitator on it. So that's kind of a search function. There's probably a script to bring up a search window. Add effects by name to selected track. These windows keep popping up on my other screen. Add effects, I don't know. Let's try black 76. I don't know if that's going to pop up. No. I don't know how specific these have to be. Let's try recomp. Yeah, recomp opened up fine. But yeah, scripts. That stuff might not be added to Reaper by default, but there's always a way around it. Can the enabled button green color on the routing icon colors be modified in the theme settings? No, it's not in the theme settings. I don't think. Pretty sure it's not. Anything you see on an image, I guess you mean this here, the routing buttons, that's going to be in the theme image. So let's look for the route, maybe. Nope, it's going to be IO. It's this image file here. So, or there's a bunch of them for all the different possibilities. Let me zoom in here. There's going to be MCP.io, and so if you want to change any of the colors, you're going to have to change them in all of them. Or, of course, you can change the image entirely to a different shape. But if you want it in a different position, you need to edit the rtconfig file and change the order, which would be in here somewhere. I mean, there's a lot in here. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head what that would be called. And if I don't open up in a proper text editor, I won't really be able to find that. Hope that answers your question. I forget who that was. Kevin Arrow, that was for you. Every time Reaper updates, I have this green outline around it, and it goes to an earlier save. And a couple of days later, it fixes itself, but I will lose everything during the 3 days. I have no idea what you mean by that. I've never seen that. I forgot about the default 5 high DPI. That's not installed by default, is it? I don't think that was ever finished. I don't have it. Yeah, that theme was never finished officially. But yeah, that's a good idea. I should look at that one again. I should take that and then merge it with the nitpicky settings. So question from Jammer second. You can use shortcuts for all plugins. I assign them buttons on my PC. Okay, that's not a question. You can use shortcuts for all plugins. I don't know if that was a question or not. All right, it's 11:40 here. I was supposed to wake my wife up at 11. So I gotta go. And thank you guys so much for joining me on this live stream. We had 85 people here now. lots of people checking out the stream. Really cool. I never expect anyone to watch because I never know if the stream's going to work at all. It seems like it went pretty well. Not a lot of dropped frames. We went for over an hour. That's awesome. Thank you guys. Yeah, leave any comments and questions. This should go up as a regular video. And yeah, just really happy you guys came. Thank you guys so much. Bye.